Guys, welcome to Dartmoor Archery. Today I'm just going to cover a little bit on whips. Sometimes on Facebook and various places I post about whips. A few of my friends are buying them, so I just want to make sure out there you're all safe. So a bit of safe whip cracking. First of all, let's cover safety equipment. When my son was learning, I insisted he wore a paintball mask, which kept his face and eyes safe. So these are good and cheap online. If you don't want to wear that, I do really recommend you wear some safety goggles. You don't want to lose an eye. These things, they do go, you'll see in a minute. So I do recommend safety goggles. I don't use them now. I've hit myself a lot of times. It hurts. So you don't want to hit your eyes. Safety goggles. A place you'll find you hit a lot is the actual hand you're holding the whip on, whichever hand it is. I recommend a glove when you're learning, especially. And this isn't to look cool, it's a big brimmed hat. It will stop me cutting my ears off. So a big brimmed hat is another way to learn. It's like I say, this prevents the whip chopping into your ears. Where do I get my whips from? I've got a friend called Alan that makes them. He's got a company called Indiana Whips and Props. You can find him on Facebook. They are the best whips that I've found available. So for your whips, Indiana Whips and Props. And I've got 3 of his whips here. This is a short one, slightly longer. So we go to 5 foot. I think this one's 4 foot, 5 foot, and then a 6 foot. So I'm going to show you how to use each one, a little bit on each one. We'll start with the short one. It's possibly my little favourite. I take my dogs on lots of walks, we're always out walking. So I take the whip with me while they're off doing dog things. I just mess about. It gives me something to do on a dog walk. If I'm not shooting a bow, throwing knives or axes, I'll be cracking the whip somewhere along the line. When you first get the whip, don't work too hard with it. Learn how to work with it softly and gently. But I'll start with your grip. Hold the end. Don't hold it up like this. Hold the knot on the end of the whip here. And what you're playing with all the time is the coil. Making the coil work. And the coil always wants to go on the outside of the whip, the outside of your body, as opposed to coming on the inside, because it's always coming towards you then. So you're learning to work and play with the coil, just to move that coil around. And you can do that gently. Trouble with whips is they do tie up in knots a lot. So work with the coil, 1, 2, or just simply 1, like that. And you'll get a crack from it straight away, gently. Too many people try to go, this is the easiest way to hit yourself. What you want to learn is the whip needs to come behind. So when it's a short whip, it's fast, so it's behind and out. The longer the whip gets, the longer you wait, and you make more effort to bring the whip up than you do out. When we first started, me and my son, it's quite funny, we look back and laugh now, because we used to put a lot of effort in, and you end up getting tennis elbow and all sorts. But now I make barely any effort to crack a whip, because most of the crack is done with that end wrist movement. It's just that last flick, the rest of it sets it up. The backward motion is important, and then the flick. Terrible. There you go. So there's loads of ways that you can crack it, but I always recommend slow. So the cattleman's crack is up and out, there, up and out. So in real time, it can be like that. It can go up, down, or out. And all it is that. And it's the loop that makes the crack. As the cracker winds over the top, like this, before it reaches its end, it will crack. It will break the sound barrier. Somewhere around 700 and something miles an hour. So get used to doing movements like this. And try and do them from different angles, back and front, side to side. and then I use the other part of my body, this side too. This helps you to learn to wind the whip up, but learn to do it slowly. So you've got the cattleman's crack out like this, overhead crack, again slow. I just can do it nice and slow, and once you've got the movement you can start speeding it up. So nice and slow. And then you've got cracks like, for instance, bring it forward, there, there and there. So there, and again, nice and slow. So each time I'm working with the coil, I mean I can do a lot more with this, I can crack it from virtually anywhere now. But these are the ways not to hit yourself, to be sending the whip away. So you're always bringing it up and casting it off. Up, off, over, off, over, off. So it's just a nice smooth movement there, and of course then you speed it up. And you can learn then to transcend into different cracks between them. But like I say, just take it easy, wear the safety equipment. As the whip gets longer, it's a tad more powerful, but the timing is different. Because again, it's timing, and if you, my thing is not cracking the whip, I can do that easily. It's how accurate I can be with it. Seriously accurate. So it's timing and distance, and with this one it will be slower. Everything will be a bit slower, the whip's longer. So just take my time. But again, even though it's a longer whip, I can still do it slowly. See the coil there? Is that knotted? Nope. And then the coil above. So again, when you're learning, keep it in that hat. Take your time to learn. And to come onto the other side of the body too. Why are you behind me? Go and play. Go on, don't be behind me. Go on, Moss. Good girl. So you can crack it from anywhere. I mean, even down to there. Then we go on to the longer one, which is the 6 foot one, which takes slightly more timing. It's slower. The longer the whip gets, the more you have to send it back. So there's more effort in the up. So with a 6 foot whip, I can still do it very slow. I'm going to shift that because I've hit that too many times now. It's getting on my nerves. But these are powerful, and this is noisy. This whip. Whoa. It's noisy. Like I say, safety equipment on. You will clip yourself a bit, maybe on your legs, but always keeping that coil again on the outside. Don't bring it to you, you're just going to hit yourself. Bring it to the outside and roll it with the head up above and roll it onto this side and roll it. And even with this one, back and forward, you can see it's slower. The transition between the cracks is slower, much slower. So if you're starting, I find this an easy one. It's quite fast. I can play with it softly and gently, get some body movement going on, and learn to crack it from different angles. So they're great fun, and like I say, accurate. Oh, really accurate. So when I'm out with the dogs, I see a leaf, got it first shot. I can hit moving targets, all sorts of things with these. I do it as a bit of fun, great martial arts weapon as well. The end turns into a kosh. I shouldn't really tell you that, but yes. And this end has got a sting. Blunt end, sting end. So, great fun to play with, guys, especially if you find yourself locked down, you've got a bit of room in your garden. Another thing is, if you're using them and you've got someone around, make sure there's a safe distance of more than a whip's length, because you've got to add on for your cast of your arm as well. So make sure you have at least 2 whip lengths apart safety kit on, have fun with it, guys. I'll do some more complicated stuff on cracks soon, on different ways to do things and how to change between different things to make things work out and find the motion and flow. Anyway, have fun. Indiana whips and props, highly recommended, top quality whips. They're the only ones I use now. Have a great day, guys.